Welcome to the first video of the actual course Water Quality Blueprint. So the first video actually was the orientation video, but in this video we are going to start our actual course Water Quality Blueprint. I have kept this name on the concept that it will cover whole the points which are important in water quality treatment. Like when you are going to consider any water as a quality purpose, it will cover each and every element, each and every definition and terms. So I have covered water quality blueprint in 5 steps. That means any industry who are using water and they are using this water and they want to get the good quality for their end use, for their particular or specific use, then these 5 steps will sure help to any of the industry or any professional who are working on a particular part of that industry, and these 5 steps will guide them properly. So let's start the course without delay. So water quality blueprint. So what actually I have designed in this course in the water quality blueprint, I'll show you step by step. In the water quality blueprint, water quality blueprint solves any industry water problem in the 5 steps. These are the 5 steps which I am going to cover in the whole course. These are the 5 steps, but before going to start the first step out of the 5 steps, I want to introduce you the some basic concepts which can be related to the water quality. First, we will understand the description of the water quality. Then we will understand what is water quality standards and how we have to maintain that. Then third, we will discuss about the water sampling and analysis. We have to decide what is the water quality, good or bad, or it has to improve. We have to do the water analysis and water sampling. Then what are the factors which affecting the water quality? Then how to monitor that level of quality to continue the work with efficiency. So description of the water quality will cover few points. First, it will cover the definition. Water quality is determined by the physical, chemical, biological, and radiological characteristics of water that makes the water appealing and useful. What does it mean? It means that there are 4 different characteristics which has to define to understand the actual water quality, that the water quality is good or bad. So water quality, if we will think that physical, what is physical? So when you see the water, you can able to understand the physical conditions of the water, that water is clear or not clear, what is having some suspended particles, then if it is turbid or slightly turbid, or some oil particles. And water is having chemicals, that means maybe some colors which can indicate that the presence of some chemicals. Also color is because of the biological organisms also. So biological means all microbial microorganisms are present in the water. We have to understood all these characteristics to define any water quality. Last but not the least is radiological characteristic. This is very dangerous radioactive elements which can be present because the water is normally coming from the earth. When it is coming from some aquifer or any of the groundwater, there may be chances of some radioactive elements because earth crust is having natural radioactive elements present in it. And when these qualities are, these physical, chemical, biological, and radiological characteristics are in a range as per the standard, then that water can be found as a water good quality, and when it is appealing and it is useful for any purpose. And of course, water is a precious and not 100% pure because of the impurities present in it. But why in the water impurities are present? Why it cannot be pure? The reason behind the water is a or we can say as a universal solvent. When universal solvent means uh, all the impurities is present because it has a tendency to dissolve everything in it. That means if soil, if you will if you will put some soil in the water, you will get the turbid color. That means the soil will settles down, but small particles will be in the suspended form, and it can able to dissolve the metals, which can give some time color. And in some conditions, the metals is soluble when water is acidic, or water is, we are adding some different color. So in that case also there are different range of metals can be present. And water is having it can able to dissolve metals, soil, rock, and microorganisms. So all these once comes in that category, we can say that water cannot be pure. Water has to be pure before going to do any of the treatment. Based on the condition, what is your specific use, on what type of water quality you are actually expecting for your work. So these are the different water quality for different purpose. And impurities can be suspended, can be colloidal, can be dissolved. It has a form of organic or inorganic matter may be present in the water. And sometimes impurities can be macroscopic and sometimes can be microscopic. That means you can see some impurities, but you cannot see some impurities. That is the difference here. So always when the water, if you will see, you cannot say by vision that the water is pure and it is good to use. Before going to test any water quality, you cannot judge that the water is 100% pure. And also have that water is exist in three different states. That water can be exist in a solid, liquid, and the gas. This is the very common thing everybody knows. So if the water is having a contamination, pollution, it also threat to the ecosystem. Our ecosystem can also be harmed, can get harm into because of the different type of chemicals and different type of radiological if present in the water, then it can harmful to the aquatic animals also, and it can also harmful to the nature also. So hazards and economic loss for industries. Of course, their threat to the ecosystem, hazard and economic loss for industries means when the water quality is bad and industries are using that water without going to treat that water, then their equipments they have to replace, the equipment will damage uh, before their lifespan, because every equipment is having specific lifetime is there. So when you are not taking the first step, that treatment of the good water quality, then you are going to harm that equipment, and which are very expensive, especially in industries. And it is very expensive when they want to replace it, because water quality can damage to the equipment in the form of corrosion, scaling problem, and it is completely deteriorated, and it will not gives high efficiency, and loss of efficiency can happen, operational problems can happen. So these are the all losses in industries because of the bad water quality. So these are the three prime factors we have to treat the water. We have an industry from where the pollution and wastewater is coming. We have towns, and from their sewage water is coming, and cities the sewage water is coming. All these water, effluent water, sewage water, all these things, if we are not treating properly, and it can damage to the uh, environment as well as to the human beings. That's the reason we have to do the water quality treatment, and also we have to monitor the water quality. These are the all important steps which we have to cover in the water quality. So now you think, what are the different characteristics of the water which you came across when you take the water? You take some water in your at home ground, if you're using some groundwater, if you're using some different water for industries, wastewater, then see what is you can note down what are the characteristics you can observe by vision, and write down in the notebook, or otherwise please comment in the box. So we have covered a few elements in this video, and in the next video we will cover all about the water quality standards. So let's move on to the next video.